Great moments are born from great opportunity. And that's what you have here tonight. That's what you've earned for tonight. One game. If we played them 10 times here, they might win 9. But not this game. Not tonight. Tonight, we stay with them. And tonight, we shut them down because we can. This is our time, our moment, our opportunity. Now go out there and take it.
It sends a shiver down the spine just being in this magnificent stadium where the locals are making themselves heard, very much heard. John Terry will be well aware about what he is about to step into, the cauldron that is the Nou Camp. And of course they have a magnificent record here, Barcelona, but you know, Chelsea have drawn on each of their last 3 visits, and that would do very nicely this evening. Chelsea 90 minutes away from the Champions League final, an hour and a half from glory. Let's join our commentators, Gary Neville and Alan Parry.
It's one of the biggest games these Chelsea players have ever faced. They're about to set foot into the Lions' Den, home of the team that's been called the greatest in the history of club football. It really doesn't get any tougher than this. They'll be excited, of course, but nervous as well. It's a night they'll never forget, but one they will only want to remember if they succeed. Gary, you played in massive games like this so many times in your career. What will these players be feeling right now?
They'll just try to concentrate on the job. I mean, they will be nervous. You can't get away from that. It's such an incredible experience. This stadium is unique. And look at that there. I mean, this is what you dream about playing football. Chelsea players have given themselves an opportunity. And after the first leg, that's all they would have asked for, to be in this second leg with a chance of going through to a Champions League final.
It seems that very few people have given Chelsea much chance of making the final. What about you?
Well, they're in with a far better chance than I thought before the first leg. I thought they did a job on Barcelona in that first leg to do the same, have a little bit of luck. They need a good referee, a strong referee. Look, they've got to concentrate, they've got to stay with the runners, do all the things that they did in that first game and be compact, because they're playing against a brilliant set of football players here.
Well, in the first leg last week at Stamford Bridge, Barcelona hit the bar, they hit the post, they had a shot cleared off the line. They had 24 attempts to Chelsea's 5, but as one Chelsea fan so succinctly put it, Barcelona had 70% of the possession, Chelsea had 100% of the goals. And Didier Drogba's vital strike just before half-time is what makes this an unexpectedly difficult night for the reigning European champions. And so now to that inspiring Champions League anthem. Will it, I wonder, be the last time Chelsea hear it this season? Or could it be ringing in their ears again in Munich on the 19th of May? The scene is set for a European classic. Over 90,000 people here in one of the great cathedrals of world football. And the prize at stake is a place in the final of Europe's greatest cup competition. These Barcelona players will have a permanent place in football history regardless of the outcome tonight. Men like Xavi and Iniesta and, of course, Messi have taken the beautiful game to a different level. But they couldn't find a way past Chelsea last week, and the pressure's on after losing against Real Madrid on Saturday and virtually conceding the league title to their greatest rivals. 2 changes from the first leg, Piqué and Cuenca in for Adriano and Alves. Surprisingly, for such a high-profile game, UEFA have assigned one of their least experienced referees, Kanat Kakir from Turkey, his first visit to the Nou Camp, and he could be in for a difficult night. No fewer than 6 players, 4 from Chelsea, are in danger of missing the final if they're shown a yellow card tonight. To borrow Jose Mourinho's famous phrase, Chelsea parked the bus in front of goal in the first leg, but they may need a whole fleet of buses to keep Barcelona at bay tonight. However, the good news is the driver's okay. Didier Drogba takes his place up front, having recovered from the knee injury that threatened his place tonight. It's the same Chelsea team that started at Stamford Bridge, and remember, 8 of them are fresh, having been rested for the game against Arsenal on Saturday. Pep Guardiola was still playing for Barcelona when the clubs first met in this competition 12 years ago, and Roberto Di Matteo was in the Chelsea team, thrashed 5-1 here after winning the first leg at home. Let's hope history does not repeat itself tonight. Superstars wherever you look at the Nou Camp, but Gary, it's easy to get carried away, I suppose, with how good Barcelona are and forget that Chelsea too have some great players of their own.
They have great players with experience of this occasion. I think experience is important tonight. Likes of Drogba, Terry, Lampard, Cech, spine of that team are going to have to perform and lead those players around them, and they've got, like you say, they've been here before, they've drawn here in the last 3 games, so they'll have the confidence of that. And I think they can do this tonight, Chelsea. They need a bit of luck, but I think they can do it.
Well, they've been crowned the greatest team in the history of European football. But for some reason, Barcelona just don't seem to be able to get the better of Chelsea. They've met 6 times in recent years, and the Spanish giants haven't won one of them. And Chelsea straight on the attack with Cole, and a dangerous ball as well, bringing Victor Valdez into early action.
Well, that'll give them real optimism. The space down that side. We know they're playing 3 at the back, Barcelona. Mascherano playing as a right centre-back. But early on, Ramirez and Ashley Cole marauding into that space.
Chelsea playing tonight in the Real Madrid all-white. That'll get the crowd going. And I wonder if this could be an omen. The last team to stop Barcelona scoring here in a Champions League tie was Chelsea 3 years ago. Another clean sheet tonight, and a famous victory will be theirs. Messi gives the ball away with his first touch. And it was a mistake by him, ironically, that led to Drogba scoring at Stamford Bridge. First free kick goes Chelsea's way. They were hoping for a strong referee tonight, and I've no doubt Messi will echo those thoughts.
Well, there's a good indication of what Didier Drogba's going to have to do. Hold that ball up, and it comes into him, buy his team some time.
Chelsea have never won in the Nou Camp, but they have drawn their last 3 games here. And of course, a draw will be enough to see them go through tonight. Piqué, once a teammate of Gary's, of course, at Old Trafford, and he credits his time in English football with making him the player he's become today, although he has actually been left out for the previous 3 games. Something of a surprise that he's restored tonight. Xavi with the first dangerous through ball. And Cech gets his first touch.
Barcelona have set up slightly differently than we showed on the team caption before. Sanchez is playing up top, Messi's playing in behind him, and Iniesta's over to the left. It's Busquets, Xavi and Fabregas in midfield with Cuenca on the right side. They are having to find a different system now to accommodate all these talent that they've got. I certainly think they had a better balance last year when they played the 4-3-3 system.
On the right-hand side, that young man Cuenca, who's only 20, he'll be 21 on Friday of this week, in fact. He's something of a surprise selection as well. But Puyol on the ball there, well, he's simply a Barcelona legend. And Messi and Sanchez combined, and Messi with the first chance.
Well, you just cannot defend against that. You can be as compact as you like, but these little series of double passes between Sanchez and Messi is absolutely brilliant. The only surprise that he didn't do better with the finish, but the series of passes before that, he gets in that side. On his weaker side, doesn't get his foot around it, so it comes off the outside of his boot. early warning for Chelsea.
Messi does have a wonderful record for scoring against English clubs in Europe, but he has never found the net against Chelsea. Xavi, the architect, the master in midfield. But there are so many of them in those famous Barcelona colours. Piqué. Probably brought into the defence tonight, Piqué, to counteract the aerial threat in particular of Didier Drogba.
I'm so used to seeing Barcelona play with just Messi up front on his own, but with Sanchez up there alongside him, there will be some link play between them. We've seen it very early on there, how difficult it's going to be for these Chelsea defenders.
There's Cuenca facing Cole, hemmed in by two Chelsea men, but Xavi provides the route out and then the ball back. Sanchez came to meet it near post. Chelsea deal with the cross. And they get on with things very quickly here. Even the ball boys are well trained at Barcelona.
That's a good point you make. They don't let you rest at all. They work your legs in the first and the last minute of this game, every game.
Cuenca slips at the vital moment. So much experience, of course, in these Chelsea ranks as Ramirez plays it back to Morelos. This won't faze them, this atmosphere, this opposition.
No, the atmosphere won't be the problem. I think we've just seen one of the problems. They defend so deep with 11 players. The lads covered it in the studio before the game. Even Didier Drogba back there to defend. You just can't get out then to attack quickly enough.
Here is Drogba, using the strength of his. Fails to pick out Ramirez, however. Mascherano with the interception. Chelsea concede the free kick on the halfway line. They won't be too worried about that. Although Ivanovic, of course, is one of those Chelsea players on 2 cautions, a third, and he would miss the final if Chelsea make it.
Another one of those, and they'll be missing that final if Chelsea to get there. Just hacked at Iniesta's calf.
Xavi, so much goes through him. He gets around 100 touches of the ball every game and gets disappointed if the figure drops below that. There's Sanchez. Drags it round onto his left foot again. Cech confidently deals with the ball back.
I think he's picked up an injury there, Gary Cahill. He just, I think his right leg went from underneath him, almost did the splits. He's pulled a muscle of some kind. But again, the movement, Sanchez running in behind him, quick into play. Just watching here, his leg just there. Didn't look a particularly good one, that.
And that is a worry for Chelsea because, of course, David Luiz is out injured at the moment anyway. Cahill, in his first ever season in the Champions League, was superb, along with the rest of his defensive colleagues at Stamford Bridge last week. Now, clearly, the fans here believe that this is a time-wasting tactic. But there's no way. I think he's genuinely hurt.
No, I don't think. Just want him to get on with it, but he's holding his hamstring straight away. He's not the type of lad, Gary Cahill. Such a huge occasion for him. You think how far he's come in this last 6 months. Playing at Bolton earlier on in the season, he was struggling at times, but he's formed a brilliant partnership with John Terry. I think he'll struggle to recover from that. I think Basingwa is going to have to come on.
Yeah, Basingwa was the only genuine defender amongst the Chelsea substitutes tonight. And it looks as though he's going to be used much earlier than even he might have expected. Well, at least he was one of those who played against Arsenal at the weekend. Chelsea worryingly down to 10 for the moment. And it looks as though they're about to lose one of their central defenders. Even more responsibility now on the skipper, John Terry. Piqué. Xavi. Threaded through to Cuenca. Cole marking him tightly. Mascherano back to Xavi. And the layoff finds Messi. Fabregas involved in the move as well. Check with another decisive catch.
Just getting a little bit of space in between Chelsea midfield and back four. Have to close those spaces off, those little double passes, 1-2s. They've already been in behind Chelsea twice. Messi and Sanchez.
Cahill is back out there, I'm glad to say, but as you can see, Bosingwa has been prepared to come on.
It's a real blow, this, for Chelsea. It's tough enough as it is, but changing your back four. Big evening now for Bosingwa coming on. Not been the best defender for Chelsea this season.
Ball for once from Messi, who fails to pick out Iniesta. He's the man, of course, who broke Chelsea's hearts when the clubs met in the semi-final 3 years ago with his very late strike at Stamford Bridge. Well, he's going back to his seat on the bench for the moment.
You know, the stubbornness that's keeping Gary Cahill out there at the moment. He grabbed that hamstring straight away. He's not moving very well. The last thing he'll want to do, though, is go off in a game like this.
But no night to take risks either. Well, I think Jeff Shreves has got an update on what happened there with Cahill. Jeff?
Yes, the fourth official was ready to make the subs. You saw, Alan, it was John Terry who held up two fingers, said, give it 2 minutes, he could be OK.
There's Messi, meantime, and two in the middle waiting for the cross. Virtually off the line by Cole. Worrying spell, this, for Chelsea. Sanchez. Cuenca. Onto Xavi. Sanchez on the right, where he played at Stamford Bridge last week. It's a lovely ball, too, for Lionel Messi. Those quick feet of his. And he picks out Iniesta on the left. Onto Fabregas. Puyol. Is Busquets. Xavi. Cuenca. And Ramirez did well.
It's just all 11 players for Chelsea. No thought of attacking at this time. Barcelona only leaving Piqué at the back on his own. A new system of play. They've just developed Barcelona. One defender.
Mascherano. Iniesta. He's inside Ivanovic rather too easily to find Messi. Lovely ball as well for Sanchez. Xavi can't reach it. Ahead of Ivanovic.
I think Chelsea are just guilty at the moment of dropping too deep, and then Messi picks it up. He's only 10-15 yards outside the box. You've got to engage him quickly.
Well, clearly now Cahill will not be able to continue. The referee's attention has been drawn to Chelsea's wish to bring on Bosingwa. What a massive disappointment for Gary Cahill. A night he will have been looking forward to so much, and it ends within 12 minutes.
Well, another England player potentially for the Euros. Going off, probably out for 3 or 4 weeks now. Not good news for Chelsea. Bosingwa is going to have to perform.
Experienced man on in his place in Bosingwa, who had a winner's medal in this competition in his Porto days. Fabregas. Cuenca.
Fabregas has just run forward, he's drifted forward, he's not even sprinting. You've got to get to players quickly. You know, 15, 20 yards outside that 18-yard box. They can't just allow them to come forward unchallenged. Mikel now get out quickly to Xavi, stop him playing.
Puyol. 21 players camped in the Chelsea half at the moment. Xavi. Here's Busquets. Cuenca. Back to Xavi again. Iniesta on the left. Messi. Well, Chelsea have defended resolutely so far as they did in the first leg. But how long can you keep this kind of pressure under wraps?
Well, they're going to suffer all evening. If they're going to play so deep and allow them to pass, like you say, just 10 yards, you can understand them being compact. It's so deep, Chelsea. They have to try and move 10 yards further up if they can.
And they've got to make the most of opportunities like this as Mata crosses straight into the hands of Victor Valdez.
Well, you're right, it was Drogba and Ramirez at the back post. Pull ball from Mata, he's got better quality than that.
There's Ivanovic, who's now gone into the centre in Cahill's place, with Bosingwa filling in at right back, his normal position. Chelsea using the ball well themselves now. Cole. Drogba. Misunderstanding there. Barcelona felt they were going to get the throw. It's gone the other way. Three years since his team lost 2 games in a row, which they've just done, of course, against Chelsea and Real Madrid. 9 years since Barcelona were beaten in 3 successive games, but Chelsea don't have to win tonight.
It was unusual to see him lose his temper in the press conference yesterday. Usually very cool and calm. He was getting put under real pressure for his selection at the weekend against Real Madrid.
He is out of contract as Barcelona's coach at the end of the season, and his future still undetermined. Piqué, who began at Barcelona, of course, moved to Manchester United and came back to his spiritual home. He was born not very far from where the stadium is. Cech looks confident, and that could be important for Chelsea tonight.
Yeah, he collects well, Cech. You think about Barcelona becoming the best team in the world. They've got 9 players out there tonight. They've come through their academy.
It's a terrific kick from Cech. And it forced his opposite number to come into that group of players and flatten 2 of them. He's hurt as well.
It's so dramatic, Valdez. Oh, why you just catch it. He sort of punches it for no reason. Takes Piqué with him.
You remember Piqué well?
Yeah, I think he's grown in stature since his days at Old Trafford. Looks like he's struggling there. But he was so thin as a centre-back. He did struggle physically at times. Just see Valdez come in there now for the ball. Piqué gets the worst of it. Oh dear. And his head hits the ground as well.
Yes, that was a worrying moment, and they were calling for medical help instantly there. Busquets leading the call.
So he struggled physically at times with the Premier League. Came back to Barcelona. The game suits him out here. Great pass for the ball. Sets up a lot of their attacks.
Well, after Chelsea's problems, losing his centre-back, I wonder if the same fate is going to strike Guardiola and Chelsea here. He's won this competition twice as the club's coach, once as a player. And he, Guardiola that is the man who lays down the foundations for the way this team play. He believes totally in his philosophy of pass, 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 and pass again.
So it was an easy punch for Valdez. Just thought he could have caught the ball, taken it away from Piqué. Piqué saw him coming, that was the problem. When you don't expect it. It's not a great sight.
Huge throw, Drogba trying to get on the end of it, and nodded it down into a dangerous area as well. Well, it was Chelsea who broke with lightning speed in the first leg. This time it's Barcelona through Sanchez, who goes down and wins the free kick. And the referee has a strong word to say. Both to Moraes and Lampard.
Well, these stoppages won't harm Chelsea. The injuries, the free kicks, try and disrupt the rhythm as much as you can.
Busquets. Xavi. Cuenca seeing a lot of the ball early on, but well marshalled so far by Ramirez and Cole. As Xavi looks for Iniesta on the other side. Puyol. Piqué looking recovered from that blow. Xavi. Good turn by Sanchez, the Chile international. And he finds Messi, and it goes back to him. Good save from Chet. And Chelsea get bodies in the way again. John Terry with the block.
We talked about Petr Cech having a big night and Chelsea having a bit of luck. Or just Barcelona being wasteful. All three. The football to get into that position then was incredible. Missing chances. Really well there, Cech, to save that.
There's Cuenca. Into the side netting from Fabregas.
I have to say, the quality of the football at the edge of the box here, the 1-2s, absolutely unbelievable football. Expect Messi to do better. It's a good sign for Chelsea. He's missing chances that you'd normally expect him to take. He knows it.
Victor Valdez not too happy with the back pass there from Piqué. Good ball out from Mascherano. Should have been, but he made a bit of a mess of it.
Just allows Chelsea to get up the field.
Mikel. Mikel again for Chelsea. Foul in the end by Ramirez. Barcelona get on with it instantly. Xavi.
I have to say the referee's not reacted so far to the calls from the crowd. Free yellow card.
Iniesta comes inside and then a clever ball. Busquets. Messi. Puyol. Iniesta. They swap positions with regular fluidity, these Barcelona players. No one is confined to one position as Mascherano tries his luck from close range, from long range, I should say. Long way out.
Well, I don't think you mind that. You almost want them to shoot from that distance if you're a Chelsea defender. Bigger problems when they play those little 1-2s. Wasn't it covered for Petr Cech? So the bigger problems when those little 1-2s and double passes around the edge of the box. You can't tackle them.
Complaining to the Turkish referee and the crowd complaining as well. Didn't seem an awful lot wrong there.
He does what he does every week. The day Drogba holds his ground, brings it down his chest.
Foul by Busquets down on Mikel. Barcelona, remember, Champions League winners in 3 of the last 6 seasons, beating English clubs on each occasion. Manchester United twice, and Arsenal. They really have been the nemesis of English football in this competition. Drogba's header on, gets it back from Ramirez. Well, it was a clever effort by Didier Drogba.
He just tries to turn and hit it. Players alongside him. Frank Lampard was making a run. Might have been better just holding it in there. Because of the support players.
Drogba had Chelsea's only shot on target in the first leg, but scored, of course. Cole intercepts. Relish. Disappointing from the Portuguese international. That's twice in a couple of minutes now. He's given it away, a sin for him and his players. Puyol, Iniesta, Fabregas available, back home now after his 8 years in English football with Arsenal. This is where he began, like Piqué. In his respect, in his heart, this is where he always wanted to be, eventually. Xavi. Cuenca. Tapped back to Mascherano. Messi. And again.
Just think when Messi drops off into that position, into a midfield position, you know exactly what he's going to do. Somebody has to get to him quicker.
And Drogba's got away through here. Well, talk about contrasting styles. We saw, what, 15 passes in the previous Barcelona attack. One long ball from Czech there nearly undid them.
Piqué was lucky as he goes to ground there. Could easily given a penalty. It was a tight angle for Drogba. Just there, he out-muscles Gerard Piqué. Can't get near him for strength.
Just shows you there are more than one way of winning a football match.
That's all you need, encouragement to know. Didier Drogba now knows that he's got the strength on Gerard Piqué. He's going to probably leave the pitch.
Yes, he's obviously still stunned from that blow from his own goalkeeper, Victor Valdez. And having just won back his place in the side, like Cahill before him, that will be a huge disappointment for Gerard Piqué. Very experienced man about to come on in his place, though. Dani Alves, the Brazilian international. So one assumes Puyol will go back into a more central defensive role now. But as I say, with these Barcelona players, they don't conform to normal positions.
Well, to keep the same system, Alves would have to play as one of a back three, and he's more of a right winger than a right back, let alone a centre back. It looks like they're going to stay the same. Mascherano's moved from this right centre back position into the central role where Piqué was, and Dani Alves is going to play as a right hand side of a three.
Yes, that crucial first 25 minutes has gone, and Chelsea still have a clean sheet, still have their aggregate lead.
What a huge height advantage they now have on set pieces. Chelsea, if they could get corners and free kicks, losing Piqué would be a blow. That's why he was brought back in mainly, to deal with the physical presence of Drogba and set pieces.
And yes, swaps passes again with Fabregas, but Chelsea stay strong again. A single for them. He needed some help, none arrived. He's got to be careful what he does there on the touchline against such a slippery customer.
He's created a problem for himself, giving the ball away. Bisingwa.
Barcelona's first corner, I think.
You'd expect them to play it short. Haven't got a great deal of height in the middle.
Puyol went for it though, and Drogba defended it splendidly. Very useful man to have at both ends of the pitch, Didier Drogba. Had he not been such a world-class striker, he would have made a very good central defender, I think.
Excellent defensive header from him there. Puyol had the run on him. He's got there first.
Xavi. Dani Alves gets his first touch coming off the bench and finds Cuenca. Fabregas. Busquets. Back again to the Spanish under-21 international, who curls it to the far post. That was meant for Sanchez, who had to sprint just to keep it in play. And did well to pull it back. Now Messi. Clever return ball from him. Sanchez went for it again. Ivanovic had to be careful as well. And Chelsea get a goal kick and a moment's respite.
It's a good example though for Chelsea. I think They have to sometimes allow Barcelona to cross it, keep the full-backs in tight. It's the lesser of the two evils, really.
Drogba, excellent control, but then Busquets nicks it away from him. Puyol. Over 500 games he's played for this wonderful football club. Xavi. Always so many options. Cole has defended brilliantly against young Cuenca so far. But momentarily, Barcelona won it back only to give it away again. Dani Alves. Here's Busquets. Sanchez. Onto Messi. Good challenge by John Terry.
Excellent from John Terry. Looking at Ashley Cole, what a performer he's been. Doesn't get the credit he deserves for the consistency he's shown now for many, many years. Very few right wingers get the better of him.
Messi. Xavi.
It's better from Chelsea though. They're engaging them higher up the pitch, pushing them back rather than letting them face play.
Sanchez up against Ivanovic. Cleverly done, back to Xavi. And that was blocked by the Chelsea man, so it's another corner for Barcelona.
Well, they expected this Chelsea before the game. Won't be a surprise to them.
Xavi, crowd urge him to shoot and he obliges.
I think it's just at times in those areas. So I think they'll be happy, Chelsea, to let Barcelona shoot from distance. Still get quite a little bit of space. They've got to get out quickly all the time. Players like Iniesta, Fabregas, Xavi, Messi.
Well, the crowd clearly on Chelsea's case, so to speak, as Mata tries to find a way through. Hesitant defending between Valdez and Puyol.
Well, it's twice now, a long ball. No great quality, causing panic. Valdez doesn't fill you with confidence when he's in between his last central defender and coming for that ball. No communication there.
I don't suppose you get much practice as Barcelona's goalkeeper. Sanchez has his feet taken. Again, the crowd want to see a yellow card, and this time they might get their wish. Fortunately for Chelsea, it's not one of the men who was in danger of a suspension. John Obi Mikel gets the caution.
The referee took his time. He wasn't going to book him to start with. See why he has. And the crowd definitely made his mind up for the Turkish referee.
Puyol. Mascherano. Onto Xavi. Busquets spreads it wide again to Cuenca. Clever little ball to Busquets from Xavi. Now he finds Fabregas. Just too much on it for Iniesta. Goal kick.
The pass was there. And a great run Iniesta. Singwood lost him. Just overhit his pass.
Czech has been told to get on with the goal kick here, and the referee raced across, responding to the crowd's whistles. But I don't think he's taken any more time than is normal. He's got to be careful, though. He could easily get himself a yellow card. As I said, they're really on Chelsea's case when it comes to time wasting tonight, the Barcelona fans.
Well, it will be, but I agree. I don't think he was taking too much time. The referee reacted off the back of the crowd. But it's a good sign for Chelsea. Fans getting frustrated.
Xavi. Cuenca. Cole gets the better of him again. He needed a bit of help this time from Ramirez. Good skill by the Brazilian. Now he's ended up giving it away. Mascherano. Drogba has stopped, injured, hence the crowd's response again. They don't really believe him. Sometimes your reputation can go before you in this game. Cuenca with the ball forward for Fabregas. Trots back to defend this corner. Xavi will take it. Busquets, very much the tallest player in this Barcelona side, but Puyol is a great header of the ball as well. Chelsea will know that. He was the man coming in. Drogba headed out. Dani Alves onto the loose ball. Danger here for Chelsea. And it's Busquets who turns it in. It's the goal that Chelsea dreaded. It could now be a very long night for them at the Nou Camp.
Well, Didier Drogba plays the corner. Space, when players are running out after you've cleared it, you have to pick up people. Chelsea didn't. It's a simple goal in the end. Just there, on that left-hand side. Cuenca was free. To say it's a great pass, but they were queuing up to put it in the back of the net. They have deserved it. They had 2 or 3 really good opportunities. Still don't think it changed anything for Chelsea. They have to score. Who would have known that Barcelona before tonight would probably score during the evening, or they have done now.
And how ironic, it's Busquets who gets the goal. All these great players, all these great goal scorers. That's only the second time he's found the net in the last 2 years. And now they're on the front foot again. Xavi. Cuenca. Dani Alves. Busquets gives it away this time. Now it's Barcelona who have a man down injured. No complaints, obviously, from the crowd this time. Oh, it's a red card! Well, there is always controversy when these clubs meet, it seems, particularly at this stage of the competition. And now we have seen the Chelsea captain, John Terry, shown the red card.
Well, it was an off-the-ball incident. Sanchez went to ground. John Terry was waving his arms at the referee. He's furious, John Terry. It's just silly, really. Don't know why he's done that. There isn't much in it. When you just go to knee somebody in the back for no reason, you're asking for trouble.
More Champions League heartache for John Terry, the man who, of course, missed the penalty, the crucial penalty in the final 4 years ago. Now he is red-carded, and of course, having already lost Gary Cahill to injury earlier, the centre of Chelsea's defence has been wrecked here.
Talk about experience in big games. He'll live to regret that one, John Terry. So surprised he's got involved with Sanchez at the edge of the box, off the ball. Keep your head, keep your discipline. Now, a tough task becomes near on impossible.
Well, I don't think too many people in the stadium saw that incident initially. I'm not even sure the referee did. He might have had his attention drawn by one of his assistants. But certainly there was no hesitation when he reached for the red card. And now, of course, Chelsea face a free kick in what you might describe as Lionel Messi territory, very much so. And I am getting confirmation now that it was the assistant who drew the referee's attention to that incident. Chelsea's hopes are slipping away here. Minutes before half-time. Xavi over the ball as well, but he leaves it to Messi. It wasn't one of his better efforts, fortunately for Chelsea, who now face the rearguard action to end all rearguard actions. 10 men against the buoyant Barcelona. No skipper. No central defenders, really. Mikel has dropped in there.
Well, it's stating the obvious, but one team you would not want to be 10 men against is Barcelona. I'm still trying to get my head around why John Terry has done that. Innocuous little flick of his knee into Sanchez's back.
A moment of madness from one of Chelsea's most experienced players could cost them so dearly. Fabregas. Blocked by Cole. We'll get a little more on that incident in a moment, but let's just stick with this Barcelona attack. Fabregas. Messi. Curled over towards Iniesta. OK, Jeff Shreves has more.
Yes, I can tell you that, in fact, the referee had no view of it, as you suspected, Alan. It was the linesman on this side who gave it. And the bench are still unconfirmed as to what actually happened. In fact, they've just come across to say what actually happened. They had no idea either.
Thanks, Jeff. I'm afraid, had they seen the pictures that we have seen, they would have known exactly why the red card was shown. Cuenca, Dani Alves. Intercepted by Drogba.
Well, they just need to get to half-time, Chelsea, regroup, not concede again before.
Cuenca. Dani Alves again. That's a clever little ball, pulled back from Messi. Might have stabbed it clear. Xavi. Cuenca. Just showed too much of the ball to Ashley Cole. The clock will be ticking very slowly towards half-time now if you're a Chelsea fan.
This is the goal again. Created the panic. They just didn't get out very well from a set piece. You've got to pick up players when you're running out and clearing your lines. So they were queuing up in the middle. Being one goal down is a small problem compared to being one goal down with 10 men. Basingwa now playing centre-back with Ivanovic. Ramirez has gone to right-back.
Here's Sanchez with a clever turn, and again, overdid it in the end. Fabregas. Xavi. Cuenca. Messi. Inexplicable, really, that John Terry should do what he did. We were talking about the need for cool, calm, composed heads here, experienced players. He's one of the most experienced.
I was so surprised. Like you say, experience and discipline, key to nights like this. And to leave his team down to 10 men. There'll be nobody more disappointed than him. He'll front up to it, I'm sure, and realise the severity of the mistake, the size of the mistake he's made.
The odds, which were stacked against Chelsea before kick-off, are stacked even higher now. But it is still 1-1 on aggregate, let's not forget. For how much longer? Sanchez finds Messi, Iniesta to his left, and he slips it through beautifully! Chelsea's hopes are crumbling here. before the interval.
Well, this is going to be painful for Chelsea. Said it was a task made near on impossible. And they know it. They smell blood. From what's been a rearguard action, just the timing of the pass, the timing of the runs are excellent from Barcelona. And I said, just get to half-time, regroup, sort the back four out. But Messi just driving in, and the time of the run by Iniesta, he's looking across the line, and he doesn't make the mistake of hitting Cech's legs, guides it past him. Wonderful finish. Now Chelsea in real trouble.
And incidentally, in the aftermath of that goal, Ramirez was shown a yellow card as well. So Iniesta, who of course wrecked Chelsea's hopes in the semi-final 3 years ago with that late away goal at Stamford Bridge, might well have done it again. Ramirez, incidentally, because of that yellow card, in what is, I'm afraid, an increasingly unlikely scenario now, would miss the final if Chelsea get there.
I'm sure the Chelsea players and Di Matteo would have talked to them today about discipline, about the atmosphere, about the crowd reacting, about it being a Turkish referee not giving him any opportunity to send you off, to give you yellow cards. It's discipline that's costing them.
And here's Sanchez trying to make things even worse. Cuenca, good tackle by Cole. He, more than anyone I think at the moment, is showing the way for Chelsea here. He hasn't given up.
Oh, well, they'll not give up. There's one thing about these Chelsea players. All season in the Champions League, they've shown spirit.
He's there again, Cole, with the interception. Well, I don't know whether he has literally taken the armband. I didn't see who John Terry handed it to, but he's the skipper in every other sense at the moment, Ashley Cole. Xavi. Lampard loses possession. Mikel there to win it back. Ivanovic. Lampard's done well on this rare attack, and it's a lovely ball as well. A chance here. It's a goal! Ramirez arrives from nowhere to give Chelsea hope again.
Incredible, absolutely incredible. Well, we said they're going to show spirit, and there's a sign of it. Fantastic run from Ramirez. What a finish that is. But they're back in the game.
And moments after being shown the card that would rule him out of a final, he has given Chelsea fresh hope of reaching it.
The quality of the finish is absolutely brilliant. You know you're only going to get one chance like this. Just scoops it over Valdez, who's too far out. Composure, he loses Xavi in midfield. Busquets doesn't get across. But I can't tell you how good that finish is. Wonderful composure. They believe.
A Brazilian goal. A goal that Barcelona would have been proud to score themselves. And it's come in first half stoppage time. More importantly than that, of course, it's an away goal.
Just looking at how Chelsea can make the defence more solid, and they haven't got great options. I think it's going to have to stay as it is, with Ivanovic and Basinger in the centre.
The final whistle brings to an end a dramatic first half here at the Nou Camp. So much to talk about, so much to discuss for Jeff and the boys.
Well, it's been astonishing, hasn't it? We wondered, by the way, if Roberto Di Matteo was a lucky manager. I think we know the answer to that already. Both Chelsea central defenders off the pitch. But you have to admire their guts, don't you? Barcelona lead Chelsea at half-time by 2-1. But as it is, Chelsea, unlikely as it may seem, are 45 minutes away from the Champions League final. We'll get the views of Jamie and Glenn and Graham when we come back in a minute. After an absolutely astonishing first 45 minutes, Barcelona seemingly home and hose, 2 up against 10 men. But then a bit of Brazilian magic, putting the visitors back in it. Well, what a 45 minutes that was. Chelsea have had their captain John Terry send off, trailed 2-1 on the night, but as it stands, a 45 minutes away from going through to the Champions League final. Graham Souness, Glenn Hoddle and Jamie Redknapp have been watching with me. Let's look at the red card first of all, Graham. You got any question it was the right punishment?
No, what is he thinking of? He owes his teammates, every one of his supporters, a big apology. I don't know what was in his head. Listen, when I played, you were risking everything doing this. Today you've got this extra official behind the goal. You're going to get caught. What? I can't think what's gone on before to make John Terry do this. Has he stood on his toes?
No.
Has he elbowed him as he walked past him? No.
It's inexplicable.
No,
it's violent
it's
conduct.
Unbelievable.
In fact, at this level of football, I don't think I've ever seen anything as stupid in my life.
He's not
I mean,
agitated.
he's the captain. They've already lost Gary Cahill.
Yeah.
He should be on there leading by example. I mean, how on earth do you think you're going to get away with that, Jeff, of a game of this magnitude? It's mind-blowing what he's done there. And he's cost everybody, hasn't he, Glenn?
He's not done anything, Jay, has he? He hasn't, as you say, he hasn't agitated him, hasn't put an elbow in his face.
Not that
This
we've
is
seen.
just
He must
ridiculous.
have done
Ridiculous.
something to do
He
that.
couldn't have done great. We saw the build-up.
Or he's trying to give him a dead leg to slow him down, because Sanchez has been lively.
Did you feel, Jamie, that until the opening goal, Chelsea had coped relatively well?
They've done OK, because it was very difficult. You already lost Gary Cahill, so they've had to change, bring Ivanovic in as a centre-half. And that's my worry for them now. They've got Ivanovic and Buswinga playing centre-halves against one of the best teams, or probably the best attacking team in the world. I think they'd struggle to keep a clean sheet in a Premier League game, those two. And that's why I actually think Chelsea are going to have to score again if they want to get through on this tie, because there's no way those two will be able to keep clean sheets. At this stage, they had it all on. They've still got John Terry on the pitch as well, but they've passed, they've probed, but there was a lot of shots from outside the goal as well, Glenn, wasn't there?
They've done well in that respect, but Jay, they was 11 v 11 even. They were still just defending. Drogba, we analysed it before the game. He was far too deep again. He needs to get up top the pitch.
And down to 10 men, both your centre halves off, 2-0. It looks like game over, doesn't it?
That was a great what Barca are all about, pressing. And then when the ball comes into Sanchez passes in the way to the little man. And watching Iniesta hold his run. Look at him. He waits, and then the pass is delivered perfectly.
So cool.
And that is a great finish. Great finish.
Just about as the wake is about to start for Chelsea fans, Jamie.
What a chance. I mean,
what a goal is this?
A great goal as well. They managed to smuggle the ball away. Frank Lampard picks up, shows good strength here. I think it's Mascherano, just bounces off him, and he's great little pass. Plays it into Ramirez, and this is as good a chip as you wish to see. That is so cool in what is such a tense atmosphere at the moment. Look, little chip, fantastic,
I mean,
great execution.
You can see why Barcelona fill their team with forwards, because they haven't got any defenders.
No.
They have been all over the place. When Chelsea have got the ball and done anything with it, they've looked threatening. Think of Drogba going along the touchline. Ball put up to Drogba, he's winning everything. But they're going to be holding on for 45 minutes.
Yep, they certainly are. Can 10-man Chelsea produce the greatest 45 minutes in their Champions League history? That's what's required. Chelsea trail by 2-1, but it's 2-2 on aggregate, and they lead on away goals. But down to 10 men, Jamie, surely no side can survive 45 minutes at the Nou Camp with 10 men.
Inter Milan did it 2 years ago, Jeff, but unfortunately they had their back four intact, and I think that's my only worry for Chelsea. Ramirez right back, Ivanovic and Buswinga, the two centre-backs. That's where the real problem lies for me.
What a monumental 45 minutes ahead for Chelsea. Let's rejoin Gary Neville and Alan Parry.
Well, if you believe in that old adage about a team's name being on a trophy, you start to wonder if this really could be Chelsea's year. They've taken so many hammer blows in this competition, been close to going out several times, and yet here they are, still hanging on by their fingertips. If the score stays as it is, Chelsea will go to the final, but can they possibly keep the score as it is? Down to 10 men, no recognised centre-backs, remember, and up against the best team in the world. This next 45 minutes, Gary, Chelsea will deserve a place in the final.
Well, that's what they'll be saying at half-time. Just believe. Sometimes football is incredible. It's written in the stars sometimes, and Chelsea players to get through this next 45 minutes and get through would be one of the most incredible achievements. But maybe their time is now.
They have to believe. They've conquered so many odds already. Fabregas fails to keep the pressure on in Barcelona's first attack of the half, but there will be many more. And Alves loses possession. Drogba's role even more important now. If he sees the ball, he's just got to hold on to it.
Just got to do the best he can. I looked at half-time where they could potentially get Bisingwa out of that centre-back position, maybe Essien. No great options.
Fabregas with the layoff. Well, that's the kind of thing Chelsea have to keep doing, getting bodies in the way now.
Ivanovic reacts brilliantly to block that Iniesta shot. I say they'll be doing that for the next 44 minutes.
Xavi. Cuenca. Dani Alves, first half substitute for the injured PK. Clever turn there by Lionel Messi, and they're lining up inside the Chelsea penalty area already here. This could be like the Alamo for Chelsea. On Ivanovic. Misses his clearance, it's dropped to Cuenca. Iniesta. Set up for Dani Alves. Messi and Fabregas involved everywhere, and that was a rash challenge, and the referee has pointed to the spot. Didier Drogba has conceded a penalty, and Chelsea have made the worst possible start to the second half.
I don't think the referee's given this one. He looked towards that official behind the goal and then pointed to the spot. But Didier Drogba again, another experienced player, going to ground, giving Fabregas the opportunity to go down. Not sure there is any contact, but when you dive to the ground like Didier Drogba did there, Fabregas is always going to find a way of trying to win the penalty right in front of that official behind the goal.
And it's Lionel Messi, who has scored 63 times this season, who lines the ball up on the spot against the massive figure of Petr Cech. A crucial moment in this Champions League semi-final. And Messi has missed it. He still hasn't found the net against Chelsea. Incredible.
Well, I'm going to say it again, written in the stars. When things like that happen, you must look at Mata down there, waving his arms, saying, come on, everybody. They must be starting to believe that something's happening for them, these Chelsea players.
Incidentally, I think I saw the referee show a yellow card to Ivanovic, presumably for some complaint he made about the award of that penalty. We'll confirm that to you, because he is one of those players close to a suspension. But here they come again. Now Messi has got even more reason to turn it on. Dani Alves. Fabregas inside the penalty area again, but Drogba wins it back. He's got no outlet at the moment. Well, there's the outlet. He's been fouled. A word on that sensational start to the second half from our touchline man, Jeff Shreves.
Yes, Alan, in fact, I've just spoken to an absolutely distraught John Terry. who says he did not deliberately strike the player. What happened was the player checked his run, so he's either going to, as John's words, either pile into the back of him. He put his weight on his back foot. That's why his knee went up. He said he did not deliberately strike the player. He said, look at me, I've not had one booking in the Champions League this season. There's no way I would do something like that. That would be madness to do that deliberately.
Well, that's his version, and I'm sure he will stick by it, but I don't think many people will buy that explanation, to be honest.
No, I think he might have to revisit that statement at the end of this game. I think it was Graham who mentioned apologising to his players and the fans if they weren't to go through. No, I think he's a bit of an excuse there for him, JT. I think he'll have to say sorry at the end. It was a moment of madness. No getting away from it.
I can confirm, incidentally, that Branislav Ivanovic was, as I suspected, caution. So that will be him out of the final if Chelsea make it. And the latest card has gone to Iniesta of Barcelona. Here's the penalty miss again, Gary.
Just tries to be so precise. And bend it into the top corner. But you just get the feeling, never scored against Chelsea. Is that playing on his mind? Even great players do get these sort of statistics thrown at them.
Well, he scored so many penalties, seemingly with ease this season, that maybe even the tension of the night got to the world's #1 player. What else can you assume? John Terry, I'm told, has not seen the replay of the incident that led to his red card, but he has been told that it's pretty damning evidence against him, I gather. Messi lets it run on this time. Then gets it back from Dani Alves. And the two South Americans try to open up Chelsea again. And another South American, Mascherano, involved. A little scramble here. Puyol tried to come out with the ball, but the referee has already blown the whistle for a free kick to Chelsea, and it's getting heated again here.
A little bit of history in that one. Fabregas and Lampard.
Yeah.
Going back to that 2007 Carling Cup final. Just kicks away in while the ball's stuck under his feet. Fabregas reacts.
Well played to Lampard, but keeping cool when plenty around him were pushing and shoving it in.
Well, it's Messi that shoved Lampard in the chest.
It goes without saying, they can't afford any more indiscipline now, Chelsea. Drogba's header on, finds Mata. And Mata can't find a way around Puyol.
I have to say, before the game, I was concerned about a Turkish referee, second season in the Champions League. I think he's been quite fair at times. He hasn't reacted to the crowd too many occasions. The John Terry incident left him no option with the advice he was given. He needs to stay strong now for Chelsea.
There's Cuenca. When Chelsea players get the possession in their own half like this, as Ramirez did then, he looks up and there is just no outlet. There's no one to pass the ball to.
It's near and impossible for Chelsea to break out of that defensive shape that they're in, to create attacks.
Dani Alves flooding into one of the many gaps now and looking for Sanchez.
It's a great cross from Dani Alves. Sanchez just picked up a position in between Ramirez and Ivanovic to get a free header. Spins it to that back post. Ramirez had just been forward and given the ball away. Couldn't get back in to pick up his right back position. Didn't look the most comfortable of techniques for Sanchez. Sort of looked like he closed his eyes.
Cuenca. Sanchez again. Ivanovic holding up the Chilean international. It's broken to Puyol, and now the referee has given Chelsea the free kick.
Well, it is at moments like this where Chelsea will have an opportunity to shift their team up the pitch. Cech can launch it forward and Drogba can assume his central striking role. try and get something out of it. A free kick further up. Set pieces are going to be critical for Chelsea in the second half. I think they are going to need to score again.
Di Matteo said in his press conference last night he thought his team would have to score here at the Nou Camp. They have. At the moment, that away goal could be absolutely priceless, but they're up against it, irrespective of that scoreline. 10 minutes into the second half. Dani Alves. Iniesta. Back to Xavi. Now Messi. Poor ball from Busquets. But no Chelsea man nearby to take advantage. Xavi. Banca. Oh, well played, Didier Drogba, well played. Oh, that's brilliant stuff. And then a very hopeful punt goalwards. One for the cameras from Victor Valdez.
Great play from Drogba, though, to get into that position. Ambitious, shooting from that distance.
There's Xavi. Sanchez running into space, and Cech covered the run superbly.
Well, the one thing that will go in Chelsea's favour is this Barcelona team are under real pressure from the local media, the Spanish media as well. The longer the game goes on where they don't score, they may become tense, even the best players. Frustrated, fans will become even more frustrated.
Because when you play for Barcelona, you're expected to win. And it looks as though the league title has gone to their fiercest rivals. So the Champions League even more important than ever for them, as Mata loses possession. Every tackle greeted by a roar from the crowd, and the referee responds to that one, as Chelsea are about to bring on fresh legs here. Salomon Kalou ready to come on.
I think that's a good substitution from Di Matteo. Mata will give you good options when you're on the ball and you have possession, but with them not out of possession, they need counter-attacking strength. And Kalou's certainly somebody who will join the attack more quickly than Mata, sprinting forward whenever possible.
And Mata will make this walk as long and as slow as he possibly can. Played against Barcelona many times, of course, with his previous club, Valencia. But I doubt he'll have figured in many more dramatic matches than this one. And we've still got over half an hour to play. Xavi and Messi over the ball for this free kick. Stabbed skywards there by Lampard. And the back header from Puyol, who very nearly scored with a back header at Stamford Bridge. I'm sure the crowd are going to get Cech cautioned here. Yes. You can't see it at the moment as our Spanish colleagues show that replay. But every time Cech has spotted it up for a goal kick, the crowd have reacted. And finally, the referee has as well with a yellow card.
Oh, it's quite unbelievable. The ball goes behind his goal. He just goes to retrieve the ball. There's nothing in the rule book that says you have to sprint for it. He walked for the ball, picked it up, brought it back to his 6-yard box, and the referee books him. Ridiculous decision.
Yeah, he's got most of the big calls right tonight, the Turkish referee, but that was strange. Xavi, Iniesta, Cuenca on the left touchline, other options as ever in field, including Messi. And that came off Sanchez, goal kick.
It's really important for Chelsea when they do get into those defensive positions that the clearances are good. Even if you have to head it out for a corner. Ramirez there, headed it back into play. But he'll be wondering what to do, how he can change it, how he can get this goal.
Czech took that goal kick noticeably quicker. Of course, he's got to be careful now on a yellow card. Xavi, Dani Alves. Wave after wave of Barcelona attacks, but Chelsea repelling them brilliantly at the moment. The 10 men of Chelsea. Cuenca. There's a dangerous ball in again. He didn't go for the corner. That was Lampard who prevented it. Ivanovic, rather. Xavi. Iniesta. Puyol. Xavi moves it on to Lionel Messi. Fabregas, edge of the box, wanted it, and then in the end he played a more difficult ball to Cuenca.
Chelsea doing well at the moment. Barcelona find it very difficult to play through. Chelsea defence.
Mascherano's header to Dani Alves. Clever ball for Fabregas. And one back by Messi. Here's Iniesta. And on to young Cuenca. Good save, Czech.
It's quickly out there, Petr Cech. This time they did work a good position. Stayed tall. Hit him right in his chest.
Puyol has peeled away to the back post here. Free header. Sanchez. And the whistle has gone for a Chelsea free kick. Frustration for Pep Guardiola.
Just getting an overload on Ramirez, but he's really quick and anticipates it well. Closes down the angle. Good goalkeeping from Czech.
Mascherano. Here's Iniesta. Cuenca. Xavi. Poor ball for Dani Alves. I'm sure in many training sessions at Manchester United, Gary, you've practiced these 10v11 situations. What's it like in reality, though?
Well, all clubs will do it. They'll outnumber, they'll have more attackers than defenders, and you might have stuff, might play 11v8 on certain occasions. And if they 8 are compact, disciplined and focus, you can go through 20, 30-minute training sessions where you can keep a clean sheet. And Chelsea, they'll have been in this position, all those players in training. Repetition, correct defensive movements, blocking, anticipating. Just playing against such great players.
And here's Drogba forcing the issue at the other end, and indeed forcing a corner off Mascherano. I don't think they'll be in a hurry to take this.
No, but it's big moments. These moments were few and far between in this next half an hour. Puyol's complaining. But they have still got good height in the box with Ivanovic, Kalou, Drogba. Only 3 players in the box. Good delivery from Frank Lampard. Get your head on it.
It's only the second corner Chelsea have had in the whole tie. And Ivanovic came to meet it.
What a chance that is. He knows it. He's got his hands on his head, Ivanovic. It's a free header. Oh, he's shouting and screaming at himself.
It was, we got that extra time winner against Napoli in an earlier round. Had he scored then, we might have seen one of the greatest comebacks, if you like, in Champions League history. Because let's make no mistake, the odds are still stacked against Chelsea here, even though at the moment they're the ones set to go through to the final if the score stays as it is. Bosingwa's clearance. Busquets. Here they come again. Dani Alves. Fabregas. Xavi. Puyol. Iniesta threads it through to Sanchez. Clever turn by him. Chelsea's resistance there for all to see again.
This time Bosingwa covers across, tackles Fabregas.
Iniesta. Dani Alves leaves it to Messi. Xavi. No room going forward for Messi, so he lays it off to Dani Alves. And the fullback plays it in again. It was meant for Fabregas. Ramirez had to concede the corner. They've gone on with it again so quickly here, Barcelona. Dani Alves. More resistance from Ramirez.
I think Chelsea will be happy if Barcelona resort to playing crosses into their box. They're used to defending those in the Premier League.
Busquets. Hook back to Messi. Lifted through for Cuenca. Puyol. Xavi. They refuse to shoot from long range. They prefer to pass their way towards a goal. And Drogba, who's had another fabulous match here, apart from that moment when he conceded the penalty, stops another attack.
Well, the shift he's putting in there in that left-hand side, getting back to defend one-on-one against Dani Alves. This time he stays on his feet.
And Cuenca makes way now for Christian Teo, the promising 20-year-old who's scored at the rate of about 1 goal in every 2 appearances this season.
And it was he who's creating fuss in the press conference. Guardiola's decision to play him against Real Madrid.
He did score twice in 10 minutes, coming on as a substitute against Bayer Leverkusen, but inevitably Messi, who got 5 goals that night, made all the headlines. Lampard turns it through, and it's not a bad ball either. And there's a chance here for Chelsea. Oh, Kalou didn't seem to realise what an opening that was, as Cole comes to win it back.
Why was he waiting? He was almost like he was looking for an offside flag, or he didn't believe that he was going to get on the end of it.
Frozen in the headlights there, Salomon Kalou.
His legs just stopped running.
It just shows you what a thin thread there is between glory and defeat in this game. Xavi. Good challenge. Can Drogba hold it up again? Or even better? Busquets. Drogba's gone down and stayed down. And Barcelona are not about to knock the ball out of play. Ivanovic hacks it clear. And they're playing with 9 men at the moment, Chelsea.
The last thing Chelsea will want is for him to go off. You do still get that feeling that when Chelsea can get forward, Barcelona are not comfortable. Fans giving him a hard time, Didier Drogba. Probably from the afters from the first game at Stamford Bridge.
The referee's going to restart in his own way here. It's getting very edgy now. Just over 20 minutes to go. Concern on the coach's face, despite their massive amount of possession here. Busquets. Dani Alves. One goal either way could swing this tie dramatically, one way or the other. Xavi. Fabregas. And still, Chelsea stands strong.
20 minutes to make yourself a hero. The Chelsea players.
Good run from Alves, and then not a good ball at the end of it. And they kept that alive brilliantly. Puyol. Messi. And it's been won back. That was a foul. He's got to be yellow carded surely for that, isn't he? Yes.
You do get the feeling when Barcelona are playing around in midfield, from Messi to Xavi to Busquets, doesn't seem that they've got any great idea of how they're going to get through this Chelsea defence at this moment in time. Messi are getting frustrated, pulling Frank Lampard back. Deserved yellow card. Doing so well, Chelsea. Compact, focusing concentrations, but it's highest in this last 10-15 minutes.
Drogba. It breaks to Fabregas. Strong challenge by Lampard on him. The referee is reaching into his pocket again. Yellow card.
I think he's taken one there, Frank Lampard. Seen Fabregas and thought, have that. Don't particularly like you.
The card count mounts.
There you go. Didn't get you with the first leg, so I'll get you with the second.
Messi. Well, will do now. It has to for those Chelsea players. There's no outlet.
No, there's no movement now. The back four are setting the positions. It is attack v defence. So difficult though for Barcelona. Chelsea can just keep that shape, compact.
Messi.
Don't allow the space to develop. It's in these positions now. I've got a feeling that Barcelona are struggling to come up with ideas to get through Chelsea at the moment. The passing's a lot slower and pedestrian.
Busquets to Dani Alves. Iniesta. It's a clever ball. Messi gets it back to him. And Xavi. Puyol. And Alves hesitated momentarily, then finds young Teo. Back from him to Mascherano. Iniesta. And Kalou can't keep it on the field. There's a change on the way, and Fabregas will play no further part in the game. Replaced by Seydou Keita, the Mali international. Iniesta. Busquets. Messi with a knockdown. Iniesta again. It's a good ball for the substitute. And Cech prevents the corner and makes an easy save in the end. Good throw out as well from the Chelsea keeper to Kalou. And neatly done by Lampard. Here's Ramirez. His goal, still at the moment, is Chelsea's passport to the final.
What a wonderful goal. Technique. His head was down. Kept his composure brilliantly.
Teo. Downfield to Xavi. Messi takes over. Iniesta. He wouldn't pull the trigger. And Drogba gets back to defend. Magnificent effort this has been by Chelsea, no matter how it ends here. Alves with the cross. Again, Chelsea get it clear. Cole just hacked it anyway, really. And why not?
Well, whatever happens in this last quarter of an hour, Cole, Bosingwa, Ramirez, Ivanovic at the back have been absolutely brilliant to still be in this game against this Barcelona team. Incredible effort, determination. Never would have thought that Bosingwa and Ivanovic as centre-backs could perform like this.
Here's Iniesta. And Chelsea make the most of a rare break into the Barcelona half. Not this time.
So sloppy from Kalou. Ramirez busting a gut to get forward. The pass was onto him. Kalou just overhit it.
Iniesta looking for Teo. Back to Puyol. There's Busquets. Xavi. Dani Alves. Can Messi unlock the door? Teo. Back again to Iniesta. The way they play is so ingrained in these Barcelona players. They won't change anything. They won't just throw the ball into the box.
No, they can't change. They always play the same way.
Puyol, Busquets. How crucial will Messi's penalty miss prove to be, I wonder, as Alves gets into the box again. Teo's header. Iniesta with the through ball. It comes out to Busquets. And he's blown his big chance there.
He was always leaning back. Busquets. He scored that first goal, but not someone who's the most comfortable of finishers. He wants it to fall to him. So he just leans back. He's not in balance. Can't control the half volley. But they're going to get moments like that. We'll have one or two chances. Petr Cech, defenders, get in the way of them.
Remarkably, you could say that Chelsea have had the best two chances in this half. The Ivanovic header, Kalou finding himself with a clear run on goal.
There's definite frustration in the stadium.
That was a handball, I think, by Drogba. Referees let it go on here. Xavi. Here's Iniesta. For the umpteenth time, they spread it wide again. Clever from Lionel Messi. Teo to take on Kalou, just nudged him out of the way, and quite fairly.
He did well again in that wide area. Drogba and Kalou do feel Barcelona so set in the ways, the way in which they play, try and play it wide to a single man in the wide area. Try and probe through the middle, but I think they'd be better served to try and outnumber Chelsea in wide areas and try and stretch that Chelsea defence. If they don't change, I think we're going to see the last. Is it Drogba going off?
Well, is the stage set for one of the most remarkable stories of this or any other Champions League season? Didier Drogba is going to be replaced by Fernando Torres, who is not exactly been a raging success in his time at Chelsea. Could this be his moment? I wonder. He does have a very good scoring record against Barcelona for Atletico Madrid.
Last 18 months would be forgotten if he was to score tonight. He's going to have to do a defensive job. See the way Drogba filled in on that left-hand side against Dani Alves. Fernando Torres is going to have to play one-on-one as a defender at times in this next 10 minutes. Stick to his task.
Xavi, 10 minutes Chelsea have to hold on here. Iniesta. And still those 10 men form an impenetrable wall in front of Barcelona. It's gone out, I think. It has. Goal kick. Keita hurries it into the right position for Czech, who can't dally now. Having been shown a yellow card, remember. Ten minutes between Chelsea and well, legendary status for these players. Remember, they're up against a team who have swept all before them in Spain and in Europe. Here's Messi. Offside, offside. It won't count, it's offside. The flag went up before Sanchez hit the ball.
Dani Alves was looking across the line. Flag went up straight away. No hesitation. But it's Fernando Torres. He's got to keep his concentration. The linesman got it right. But Fernando Torres, stay with your man. Don't let your teammates down now.
Xavi. This would have been a remarkable effort by Chelsea had it been against, can we say, an ordinary European team. But against Barcelona, the champions, it has been quite remarkable so far. Messi. Pulls the trigger, hits the post. Well, if there is a football god up there, he's smiling on Chelsea.
Incredible, you just get the feeling. This is Chelsea's moment, this is Chelsea's match. There's 10 minutes to go, but everything that can go for them is. And you need that, They deserved it to get to this stage. The performances against Napoli and Valencia, they've shown great spirit and they're showing it again tonight.
And Sanchez, beaten by Czech, who I think got a touch on that Messi effort as well. Here's Torres.
Oh, there you go. One-on-one against Mascherano, can't control the ball.
Dani Alves. Torres dives in, and I think the referee's pointing for a Chelsea free kick. And Barcelona are expecting one of their own.
Yeah, he's made the right decision there. There's the Messi shot. Oh, what a touch by Czech. Low to his left. Crucial touch. And we said it 2-0. I said it 2-0 before half-time. Been near on impossible. This is the offside one. Looking across the line, disappointed Dani Alves. This has been near on impossible for Chelsea to get through. I stand by that statement. They needed a miracle and a performance like never before. 10 minutes to make yourself legends.
And Messi has given it away. That's a phrase you don't hear very often. Sanchez, Xavi, Messi can try again. Iniesta. Teo. Xavi. Yet another cross from Dani Alves, yet another clearance, but it's Messi who picks it up. and gets it back from Dani Alves and then loses it. It's not been his night so far.
No, he hasn't looked himself. Usually devastating in front of goal. Missed a chance in the first half. Missed the penalty.
Well, here's the situation. Let's be honest. Even the most fervent Chelsea fans could not reasonably have expected just before half-time. When John Terry was sent off, they'd already lost the central defender. We will come back to that as Messi threatens yet again and finds a way to Sanchez, who cannot find a goal.
I'm surprised in Messi that he passed it. He had space in front of him to go onto that left foot. Shoot himself.
When that second Barcelona goal from Iniesta went in, it seemed that Chelsea's hopes went with it. Ramirez gave them the lifeline. And inadvertently, so did Messi with that penalty miss in the opening moments of the half. But still, Barcelona come forward now with Iniesta and Sanchez again, and Xavi. Messi, cleared for a corner by Cole.
Brilliant defending by Ashley Cole. The one player one-on-one who I think could handle Messi.
Back. I think it was meant to be to Kaiser on the penalty spot. And Dani Alves and one or two of his teammates having a running debate about that. Coats off. You have to keep reminding yourself, Gary, they've had 10 men, Chelsea, for the whole of the second half.
Talk about doing it the hard way. There will not be a more relieved man in this world than John Terry with his Chelsea teammates. And to pull this one out of the bag.
Is Roberto Di Matteo's magic touch about to work again? Or can Barcelona find the goal that will break Chelsea's hearts? Messi. Keita couldn't receive it. Mascherano, a lone figure now on the halfway line for Barcelona. Iniesta. Teo's layoff. Messi. And he's giving it away again.
In our country, that managers come under pressure. Nothing like over here for the likes of Real Madrid and Barcelona. Incredible press conference yesterday. Piqué and Guardiola getting slaughtered by the local press and the Spanish press for the performance at the weekend. We'll have more of it after this. It stays this way.
Iniesta. The crowd still believe that Chelsea are testing that belief to the limit. Fernando Torres. Oh, brilliant tackle from Mascherano to win it back. And then a free kick conceded. Perez gets a word in his ear from the referee.
He's praying, he knows. Oh, dear.
He is one of those who will be out of the final if Chelsea hold on here. As he can't find a way through yet again.
How many of the 25-men squad will be allowed to play in this final?
Yes, there's quite a few absentees, I'm afraid, but that is a story for another day. Iniesta couldn't get it back from Puyol. Chelsea, oh, I was going to say desperate defending, but it hasn't been. It's been disciplined defending. It's been a remarkable performance.
Just one mistake when Didier Drogba went to ground for the penalty.
Messi curls it in, away by Ivanovic.
Well done, Mikel.
Now Mascherano. And he strikes it and pulls out another save from Cech.
It's comfortable for Cech. Get to Mascherano quicker, stop him shooting.
30 seconds of normal time, plus stoppage time at the Nou Camp. Puyol with a header over. We are seeing one of the most remarkable Champions League stories for many a year. There will be 3 minutes of stoppage time. Chelsea are 3 minutes away from the Champions League final against all the odds. Teo loses possession. Ramirez happily boots it as far as he can get into the Barcelona half.
Those Chelsea fans at home watching, how proud must you be of these 10 players out on that pitch? What an effort.
Xavi. Dani Alves. Yet another cross from him. Yet another defensive header from Chelsea. Xavi's there to win it back, though. There's a big shout for a handball.
He's in.
Cleared it.
Fernando Torres.
Is in. This could be the most dramatic story of the season. It's Torres to give Chelsea a place in the Champions League final. The headline has been written.
Unbelievable! Unbelievable! I said the last 18 months have just been forgotten in 2 seconds. And look at those Chelsea players, the bench, the manager, they're all on the pitch, they're jumping around like mad. It's gone absolutely wild.
£50 million has just been repaid by Fernando Torres, scorer of the goal that will send Chelsea Football Club to Munich on the 19th of May.
He just shows the composure, takes it around Valdez, looks behind him. This is what Torres can do at his best. Skips the challenge, and what a huge, huge moment for Chelsea. For English football, they deserve it. This was impossible 5 minutes before half-time. But you'll never see a more spirited effort than this by an English football team. Magnificent.
I'll have to say, a wonderful reaction from the Barcelona fans, but the night belongs to Chelsea, and Didier Drogba offers up a prayer to that football god who has looked after them very well indeed tonight. There can only be seconds remaining, surely. Clip forward for one last time. They don't have a plan B, Barcelona. If they can't play their way through you, they won't get through, and they haven't tonight.
Sometimes it's nothing to do with football. It's just up there. Someone's looking down on you and smiling and telling you it's your time.
Ivanovic clears the header from Puyol. The referee has had a glance at his watch. Chelsea are seconds away from one of the greatest results in their history. In the most testing circumstances, they've done it! It's a night Chelsea will never forget. One of the greatest moments in their history. They have triumphed here against the odds and against the team that's been called the best European football has ever seen. They have tamed Barcelona here in their own magnificent stadium with 10 men for 45 minutes. Blue is the colour in Barcelona tonight. Defending was the game. They did it all together, that's for sure. And now winning is their aim in the final in Munich in 3 weeks' time. What a night, what a story, what a performance by Chelsea.
The most incredible season. He's getting such a level of effort and performance out of those players. Drogba, huge game tonight. Fair play to the Barcelona players to stay out there and shake their hands. Great humility. They've had their look against Chelsea in the past. Tonight it was Chelsea's moment, and he deserves it.
What an amazing few weeks he has had. And you know what? You would not bet against him lifting the biggest trophy of all. 6 previous Chelsea managers in the Roman Abramovich era have tried and failed to win the Champions League. The way this guy's going, he could do it. Do you know what? 3 years ago, he was in League One with MK Dons. On this very day, they lost 1-0 at home to Walsall. He's just beaten Barcelona and made a place in the Champions League final and a place in history. Well done, Di Matteo. Brilliant. Well done, Chelsea.
Magnificent, incredible, astonishing, flabbergasting. You think of a word to describe it, because I can't think of any more. Was it the greatest Champions League game that you've ever seen? It has to be right up there in terms of drama. It had the lot, and they gave the lot. Frank Lampard, what a performance from him. Incredible. Finished with a captain's armband, and my word, he deserved it. Drogba, monumental performance from him as well. Absolutely staggering. Graham Souness, was that the greatest ever?
I have never witnessed a game of football like that, Jeff. For Chelsea to come through over 2 games against this Barcelona team is incredible. Yeah, they didn't play a lot of football over 2 games, but see, for resilience and a desire just not to be beaten, that's as good as it gets. That's as good as it gets.
Glenn Hoddle, we shall call you Mystic Glenn from now on. Because right from the start of the second half, you were the one who believed it was possible.
I did. I just had this sneaky feeling that it was going to be the fates. And, you know, now they're in the final, you won't see Chelsea defend as much as this. You know, I'm pleased that they're going to have a real good go at it in the final. But not only did they have the 10 men, though, Jeff, we forget they've lost both centre-halves. One injured, one sent off. You had Boswinga playing with Ivanovic in the centre of their back four. Ramirez, you've had Drogba and Torres playing almost left back when Torres came on. An amazing result.
And those fans who travelled all this way,
what a night for them.
They must be wiping their eyes because they can't believe
they must have felt
what they've seen.
When John Terry was sent off, they must have thought that's the end of that. They almost wanted to probably go home. It's not just Chelsea's greatest ever night. This is the greatest night of Champions League history I've ever seen from any team. To come here and play the way they did with the team that they ended up with was absolutely remarkable. Heroes to a man, Jeff. I didn't give them any chance at half-time. I didn't see there was any way on earth that they could keep a clean sheet.
You had previous to this Di Matteo taking over, you had a group of players that weren't together, either on the pitch or off the pitch, and the transformation that Di Matteo has seen them go through is remarkable, Jeff. Only a team that's totally together, both on the pitch and off the pitch, could get through a game like that tonight. Tremendous resilience.
And you're looking at Frank at the moment, who was
probably Chelsea's
best outfield player. But I said at the top of the show, Cech was going to play a big part, and he had an absolute stormer, Cech. Everything that hit the target, he saved. He even got the little fingertip, the one that Messi hit the post. Fabulous night for Chelsea Football Club.
I'm just going to interrupt, guys, and we're going to go straight down to the tunnel and get some Chelsea reaction now with Jet Shreves.
Jeff, hopefully it'll make sense this. First of all, Peter, just how did you do that?
Well, we've done it. We scored the away goal, and I think that was the key. What can I say? Twice we scored goals, and we fought 90 minutes first game. This game even was down to 10 men, 2-0 down. But you know, we did what we could, and I think it was fantastic what we've done, and I think we got the award for that because everybody played 150% for the team, and we tried to be fair. We tried to survive, and we survived pretty well.
Ash, what was going through your mind? You're behind in the game, and you lose both centre halves.
Yeah, it's hard. I think when you lose quality centre halves like that against a great team, it's always going to be hard. But of course, Brandon went out to right back, and Bozzy come in centre back, which is brilliant. And at the end of the day, we all believed. Not that many people did, but us as a group of players, we all believed, and this is what happened.
Particularly at the second half, what was it like defending your area?
Oh, it's hard. You have like 5, 6 players coming in your side, but again, as I said, we defended as a team. Again, got a little bit lucky. Pete made some great saves, and a little bit of luck as well.
Branislav, can you clear one thing up for us? Were you booked after the penalty?
Yeah, I booked.
You know that means you're out of the final now.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. Unfortunately, that means you don't play in the final.
Fortunately.
What was it like for you tonight? Starting one position, then having to move.
Yeah, it was a very difficult game. I think we do our best. and we deserve to qualify.
And Ash, how much was it character tonight that got you through?
A lot. I think 3 to 4 months ago, no one thought we had a chance. We lost a few games in the Premier League, but we had certain meetings, we got all the players together, and we said we always believe and knew we're good enough to be here. And I think we've proved it today. Yeah, we've been lucky in spells of the game, but you can't beat that desire and fight and spirit that you see out there today.
OK, guys, go and join the party. Thanks for joining us. Thank you.
And those are the travelling Chelsea fans. They don't want to go anywhere, not right now, but I think I can guarantee you it's going to be a special night in Las Ramblas this evening in Barcelona. The celebrations will go on long into the night, and I tell you, during that last half an hour or so, regardless of which side you support at home, I'm pretty sure you were a Chelsea fan during that time. What an astonishing performance. We'll get the considered views of Jamie and Glenn and Graham when we come back in a couple of minutes' time on one of the most astonishing nights in Champions League history. And it was ironic, wasn't it? It must have been written that it would be Fernando Torres who came on and struck the decisive goal in the dying seconds. Analysis. Well, for drama, this knocked Downton Abbey into a cocked hat. Goal behind and a man off already with Cahill injured. They lost John Terry to a red card, 2-0 behind before the interval. A bit of Brazilian magic to put Chelsea back in it. A penalty miss from Messi, who can't score against Chelsea. And then Torres, would you believe it? It has been an unbelievable evening. Look at the look on his face. Roberto Di Matteo, I'm sure he can't believe it either. An absolutely astonishing night of Champions League football, which has resulted in Chelsea reaching the Champions League final. They do it, by the way, without a host of players. They've been missing 4 first-team regulars. More on that shortly. Let's hear about one of the men who will be there, Frank Lampard, talking with Jeff Shreves.
Frank, you put into words what you've just been through?
No, I can't. It's one of the finest moments I've felt in a Chelsea shirt. What a performance, you know. I know it was back to the wall. I know we dug in and people want to see beautiful football, but with 10 men for, I don't know, 50-odd minutes or whatever it was, to be 2-0 down here and to perform like that, what spirit, it's just unbelievable.
But did you ever actually believe you could do it? Because you're on such a rearguard action.
Yeah, I don't know, but that clock was enough slow in the second half, I tell you. I mean, I had a feeling, you always know they're liable at any moment because of the players they've got in the team, but you know, there's a determination about us. In this game, you get what you deserve, and we was all in it together today, and we dug in, and what a fantastic result.
At what point did you think we've done this? Or was it literally only when he blew the whistle?
It was when Fernando went round to the keeper. It seems so long. But, you know, even with seconds to go, we're all fresh in our minds from a few years ago. We know what happened, and they scored right at the death, and you wonder if it can happen again. And, you know, at times you rode our luck, but you make your own luck, and we deserved that today.
Did you see anything, or what was said when John Terry was sent off?
No, I didn't. I spoke to John. He said he ran into the back of him. I honestly haven't seen it, but I've got to say I feel from him now. We win this. We're in this together. We won tonight together, and if he misses the final, if we can go and win it, which is a big ask again, then he'll be right up there with us getting it.
Thoughts on the final? What would you like it to be, Bayern Munich or a reunion with Jose Mourinho? Could it be written in the stars?
I don't even want to think about that yet. They're 2 very, very good teams, and I wouldn't want to sort of go either way on it. They're 2 fantastic teams. Of course, Chelsea people have a lot of love and respect for Jose for what he's done here, but we're just delighted. You know, no one expected us to go through, so the fact that we're in that final is just brilliant for us.
Congratulations, Frank.
Thanks, Jeff. Thank you. Cheers.
Supporters of 1 or 2 clubs in the Premier League, of course, will be desperate that Chelsea don't win the Champions League final, because then the side finishing 4th in the Premier League will not be in the Champions League next season. That's for another day. Jamie, what about Frank Lampard's performance, first of all?
Absolutely, but to a man, not just Frank, I felt it was everybody. I touched on it at half-time. When you look at Ivanovic and Buswinga, the 2 centre-halves, I think they'd have struggled probably to keep a clean sheet in the Premier League. But to do that, also you've got to throw Ramirez into the equation, who's gone and played right back. It was monumental. I mean, it's very difficult to put into words. The collective spirit that they showed, the confidence, because I can remember being in Naples, Jeff, and it was a team in disarray. There was absolute anarchy. There was the team was getting leaked out of the dressing room. The manager, everybody was falling out. There was no Ashley Cole that day, no Frank Lampard, no Essien. Drogba, John Terry didn't play, and to see that then, and to see the team that played together and was pulling together, today was completely different. I couldn't foresee it at that moment for this team to produce a performance like they did today.
So is that unity then, Graham? Is that down to Roberto Di Matteo?
100%. You know, some of the senior players, you can never have a good football team or a good football club unless you've got good senior players. I think the previous manager's gone in there and upset the senior players, and that's dribbled right throughout the dressing room. That's affected the whole dressing room, not just the ones who were being sidelined. And I just think they've shown a togetherness which you can only get a result out there if you've got total togetherness and total belief in each other, and they've done that tonight, and all credit to them. They didn't play a lot of football in 2 games, Jeff. You know, these are players that normally spend the majority of the time in a game of football with the ball. They've been so disciplined tonight and pulling for each other and working for each other. They've got through 2 very, very difficult 90 minutes of football, and they've come out winners. And you've got to give them all the credit in the world. Togetherness and believing in each other.
It's a fantastic performance defensively from over the 2 games. But I've got to say, I mean, take nothing away from Chelsea, but I'm so disappointed with Barcelona. They found it hard against Inter Milan a few years ago against 10 men. And when you play against 10 men, you need overlaps in a game. You need blindside runs. You need a diagonal pass that gets the ball switched quicker. They've got to find another way of playing, you know, Barca, because it was all little short passes again. You get it out wide, you get an overlap, you make an extra. Were fantastic in the sense that they just kept playing inside the 18-yard box. I'm very disappointed with Barcelona. For me, they've got to find a different way of playing sometimes.
Yeah, but you just can't make football up, can you, Jeff? No. I mean, Chelsea over the 2 legs, 4 attempts on target, 3 goals. Yeah, I mean, that sums it up, really.
Fernando Torres, who's had such a tempestuous time at Chelsea and had a difficult time this evening.
Absolutely.
Would be the man who scored the clinching goal.
It's not been nice to see at times, because it's one of the great mysteries of modern-day football. What has happened to Fernando Torres? I hope this kickstarts his career. I've got to be honest, there were times after when he was out in that position, I was thinking take him off because he was causing them so many problems. He wasn't defending. But this, I think, well, you know, gives it away here. You don't know what he's going to do. Look at his performance. Look at his there. I mean, he could have cost his team.
There we go.
But then all of a sudden, by his momentum taking him that way, he actually gets the ball and scores. Even here, I didn't feel that confident in him. In a Liverpool shirt, yeah, no doubt. But it'd be interesting to see what that does to his career now. But he actually could have cost his team a goal and ends up winning it for him.
And it's ironic that Messi can't score against Chelsea. Well, Torres, that's his 8th goal in 11 games against Barca.
Fantastic record.
And that's amazing. And he was having a torrid time. He was letting the fella get in behind him, and look at that. We spoke before the game, leave a striker up front. All right, they couldn't do it when there were 10 men, but it's ironic. They ended up with a striker, furthest man up the pitch, and they go and get the goal. It's an amazing night of football. Incredible.
We got paid to be here, can you believe it? It's ridiculous. Well, what a night. You sit here and to watch that complete... It was theatre today. You couldn't have actually... What else could have happened in that game, Graham?
It's the most remarkable game I think I've ever seen. You know, we've all seen games 5-4, 4-4 draws, people scoring wonderful hat-tricks. But it was so absorbing, the whole game, because there was... I mean, OK, we're not being clever after the event, but we're saying, they're going to do it. The name's on the cup, they're going to get through tonight. And then when they get the penalty, no, it'll end up 5-1. But I don't know, there was something about Chelsea tonight where there was a dogged determination that, no, we're not going to get beat. We're just not going to get beat.
And against the best defensive team in the world. You've got to say that. It wasn't against any old team. It was the best defensive side. And look at those fans. Those
are live shots, by the way. People are still here and they are still chanting for their heroes right now. And I hate to use the term hero in footballing terminology, but tonight, just tonight, maybe it is the correct terminology.
I think this is the greatest night in Chelsea's history. Tonight, to come here. This is a top team. We're talking about this being the best team ever in club football. And Chelsea have come here, and OK, they've not got their supporters at any time in 90 minutes. Sorry, twice on the edge of their seats in 90 minutes. But they've gone through against a team that people are talking about as being the best team, me included, best team ever, best club side ever.
As a player, you put yourself in their shoes. You're 1-0 down. You lose your captain. You then go 2-0 down. And you just think that we haven't got a chance here now. But they managed to get that goal by Ramirez. Fantastic finish. And in second half, even then I still didn't believe, but they did, and that was the most important thing. It was an absolutely incredible...
Because they've lost both centre-halves. Both Cahill's already gone off.
Absolutely.
You said, Glenn, that Peter Cech would have to have a big night. I know you were disappointed with Barcelona, but he still earned his money, didn't he?
Oh, he was outstanding. And when you come to the Nou Camp, you know your goalkeeper's going to be in for a lot of work, and he was magnificent. He got his angles right, everything that was thrown at him, he got a finger to, he let it go when he had to, but when he had to save it, look at how he spreads himself here. Brave as a lion, comes out quick, actually reads it, actually. He read it like an outfield player. And it just, you know, anything that was coming at him, look, he reads it, gets across, gets out of the width of his goal. Fantastic piece of goal. And this is the one for me. Messi, you think, is he going to break that duck? And he just gets the faintest of touches. Wonderful performance. And sometimes, you know, people like Peter Shilton in Europe for Notts Forest many years ago would get you through a tie. I think Czech tonight has got this team through a tie. Because at the end of the day, they did defend well, but they still did create chances, and when they hit the target, he was there. Fabulous, fabulous goalkeeping.
And of course, on one critical occasion, Jamie, they failed to hit the target, which was the second half penalty early in the second half. Couldn't have been a worse start, could it?
I think justice was done, though, as well. I think Fabregas...
You think there was any contact?
No, I don't. I haven't looked at it. I don't think there was. I think Drogba gets caught a little bit, and he does go to ground. He lunges at Fabregas, so I'm actually... pleased, because in the day and age when we're talking about lots of players diving, it's good to see that actually justice was done. He definitely goes down there miles too easy. Little 1-2, Drogba gets done because he's not defensively minded, but it's a dive. It's a dive, and I'm pleased because it's a real problem we have in our game, and I'm pleased justice was done.
Absolutely. Jay, can I just make that point again? What is this fifth official doing? It's got to be his call. He's 4 yards away from the actual play, and the referee's given the decision. They've got to buy themselves a bit of time, these refs, and they've got to use these people.
Actually, there was a first tonight. There was a first tonight. The one this end got John Terry sent off.
Probably.
That's the first time we've said one of these guys have got involved in the game.
Is it becoming a mental thing for Lionel Messi against Chelsea?
I don't think it's a mental thing. It's just something that happens in football. You know, these coincidences happen. When does he ever miss a penalty?
I think he's missed about 7 or 8 in his career now, though. I don't know exactly how many, but
I know it's about...
He's missed 3 out of 13 this season, I know that.
I think in the first half he continually give the ball away in the first half.
I was going to say, I mean, we praise him so much. He wasn't on form tonight. He really wasn't. He had a golden chance on his left foot. He had one on his right early on. He gave the ball away, like Graham says. He wasn't at his best, and you didn't fancy him. I didn't fancy him. I really didn't when he stepped up.
The downside, here's the list of Chelsea players who will miss the final. Raul Meireles will miss the final. Branislav Ivanovic will miss the final. Ramirez will miss the final. And, of course, John Terry will miss the final. Now, Jamie, how is he feeling right now?
He will be absolutely sick. He'll feel he's let his teammates down. He's certainly let the fans down, as Graham said at half-time. But he's paying a huge price for his mistake. He's going to miss a Champions League final, Jeff, one of the greatest nights. He would obviously wanted to redeem himself after missing that penalty that time. But what he has done there, you can't make any excuses for him. It's absolutely ridiculous.
Jamie,
a player of his experience.
And also, Jay, this statement.
Look at that.
This statement he said to Jeff at half-time. He's going to make himself look.
He's got to have a look at that.
He said he had to check his run, and that's why his knee came up.
His knee happened to go.
It's ridiculous.
He's got to hold his hands up there.
He's got to. As captain as well, Graham.